Alright, we just picked up the RV. Cole gave me the pleasure of driving the whole time, so here we go. Alaska 2026.
All rigged up, ready to go floss some reds. There's an old definition of insanity. Doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result. Nobody told the sockeye this. Nobody told us either. We stood in the Kenai, casting the same drift, the same depth, the same hopeful little upward flick of the wrist, again and again and again. Like two people convinced the river would eventually change its mind about us. The fish presumably were down there, watching, possibly taking notes. So naturally, we did the sensible thing. We left, and tried it all again somewhere else on somebody else's fish. The coho, it turned out, had gotten the same memo as the sockeye. 40 casts, then more, then a river's worth more. All nothing. But there's a particular kind of madness that isn't really madness at all. It's just fishing. We'll time it better next time. The rivers aren't going anywhere.
Not a lot of luck so far. The fish counts aren't very high right now. So it's a lot of open water and not a lot of fish.
So, day two, only day two, morning of day two, when we slept until like 9. And it's tougher conditions this time than the last 2 times I've been up here. And the frustration is building just a wee bit between you and I. Not between us, but between us and the fish.
Within each of us.
Within each of us.
Anger is festering.
Yeah.
After a run of rivers that owed us nothing, we did the only reasonable thing left. We found smaller, more cooperative fish. A short hike in to a modest little lake, generously stocked with rainbows who had, as far as we could tell, no opinions on the definition of insanity. They just wanted to fly.
I've never seen such a thing.
We caught a handful. For 20 minutes, it wasn't really about gear or strategy or any of it. It was just the two of us smiling, sitting on a bank of a little lake, actually catching fish for once.
There's a hole right there. What am I stuck? That's so fun. What'd you catch, Cole?
Oh, it'll be a big fish. Or just net him
Oh,
here.
one just jumped behind you. Wow. Wow. Happy?
Very.
Good job.
Later in Seward, we let someone else do the fishing for a while and just watched. Harbor seals loafing about with the specific, unbothered elegance of creatures who've never once had a bad day. Tide pools full of strange, small things, an aquarium built entirely around the idea that Alaska's water is stranger and better than anyone assumes. Somewhere around mile 2, your legs start filing a formal complaint. Somewhere around mile 3 or 4, you stop listening to them. Halfway up to Harding so far?
Almost.
One bear?
One bear.
One bear, plenty of people. Marmots watch you struggle upward with the calm, faintly smug expression of creatures who have never once considered doing this voluntarily.
Squidgy.
And then the trees give up, the trail gives up, and the world simply opens.
Hopefully it clears up. We can see the ice field a little bit, but we're pretty socked in. I'm having to stay here.
The Harding Icefield doesn't look like a glacier. It looks like the planet forgot to finish itself. White to every horizon, 3,000 feet deep, older than the idea of measuring things in feet. It is, without exaggeration, one of the last truly blank spaces left on the map.
We made it to the top. We're gonna have lunch by the glacier.
I like your packing.
Thank you.
And then, right at the edge of all that vastness, a herd of mountain goats, unbothered, impossibly white against whiter ice. And one billy goat, looking exactly as though he owned the place. Frankly, up here, he might. Seward, early morning, the kind of half-day charter that promises rockfish, silver salmon, kings, and unlike certain rivers we could mention, largely delivers. The ride out alone was worth the price of admission. Mountain goats dotting the cliffs along the water, entirely unbothered by our passing, as mountain goats generally are. The rockfish came easy, almost suspiciously easy, limits for everyone, with time to spare. The kind of success that makes you forget, temporarily, how fishing usually goes. The salmon had other plans. Kings and silvers made us work for it, one rod at a time, one long stretch of nothing after another. And then a salmon latched onto Michaela's bait, barely trying, and then another did the same. Turns out, a dozen Alaska summers will do that to a person. Make it look a lot less like fishing and more like the fish simply knew better than to keep her waiting. There are worse things than losing to your wife. Offhand, though, I couldn't name one.
Oh, what is that?
Lunch. So we got a simple avocado salad, and then your favorite.
3 salmon bellies, 1 king belly.
Last stop, the Alaska Wildlife Conservation Center. A quiet stretch of land set aside for animals who, for one reason or another, couldn't make it on their own in the wild. One big, beautiful bull, antlers catching the light, presiding quietly over a small harem of cows. Nearby, the bears moved with that particular unhurried wait bears have, like nothing on this earth is in any rush to bother them, because nothing is. Then a porcupine wandered past and reminded us why he's something of a local legend, an absolute escape artist, forever finding some new gap in the fence and some new reason to wander wherever he pleased. The moose, though, required a moment of recalibration. You know, in the abstract, that moose are big. You don't really know until one is just standing there, quietly being the size of a small building. We stood there taking that in for a while. And then, stealing the show without even trying, a young wood bison, playful, a little clumsy, clearly enjoying every bit of the space he had to run in. We could have watched him for an hour. We nearly did. But the day had one more thing saved for us, and it wasn't behind any fence. Out on Turnagain Arm, the water does something strange. It pulls back for miles and then comes rushing in like the tide changes mind halfway through. And somewhere in that churn, moving with it, calm and unhurried, belugas. Wild ones. Ghost white, surfacing in 2s or 3s, in no hurry, going nowhere in particular except exactly where they wanted to be, or exactly wherever the salmon are. No fence this time, no feeding schedule, just wild animals doing what wild animals do, in water most people only ever see from the side of the road. We sat there a long time on the rocks. Neither of us said much. There wasn't much that needed to be said. It was, without question, the perfect way to end the trip.